Good afternoon. Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News from Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. I-70 was slower this weekend than every other full weekend this month, but not by much. Just under 130,000 cars traveled I-70 through Summit Friday into Sunday. That's down just 0.5% from last weekend. Looking back on January, nearly 530,000 cars traveled I-70 in 4 full weekends. That is the busiest month of ski season so far and the busiest January since 2020, just before the pandemic shutdown. The first month of the year is going out with a bang. Since Friday night, Copper reports 15 inches of fresh snow, plus another few inches during the day today. That is the most here in Summit. Vail and Beaver Creek saw upwards of 20 inches. The Steamboat area, more than 33 inches in 3 days, over 123 inches this month alone. Meanwhile, the Denver metro area is dealing with Arctic cold today, from wind chills in the negative 20s. Hundreds of flights were canceled at DIA. Dozens of schools never opened. Weekend snow and traffic was clogging up I-70 from Denver to Glenwood Canyon, where the first ever traffic jam went down Saturday.
I've seen passing trains and memories in passing lanes.
That's the Colorado Bluegrass act, Elk Range, playing on the pavement in a snowstorm when they were stuck on I-70. Kids were dancing in the background. That trio was making their way back home from the winter bluegrass weekend at Keystone. More than 1,000 people have signed a new petition on change.org in support of Summit School District and a recent resolution endorsing inclusive curriculum. Supporters call this curriculum vital for building self-esteem and a sense of belonging. The initial petition asking the district to rescind that resolution has nearly 2,000 signatures. People in support of the district will be at tomorrow's public school board meeting. The board reviews its resolution at 5:30 p.m. Meeting begins at 4:30. Public comment comes at 6 at the school district admin building near the middle school in Frisco. Again, that's tomorrow. COVID-19 sent 5 locals to the hospital this month. Men in their 30s and 60s are most likely to catch the virus right now. Local caseload is down dramatically from this time last year when Summit was coming off its biggest spike in cases after a holiday surge. Last January, as many as 1 in 4 locals were sick with COVID. Today, it's a fraction of that. People across the globe are still talking about the best of the best at the International Snow Sculpture Championships in Breck. On Facebook, Aaron writes, "Really was an amazing field of carvers this year. Great job, Breck." Team Breck took second with a rendering of Uller, and Team Germany Bavaria took the gold with a perfectly precise series of squares. Says Deborah, "I love how sleek it is." People's Choice winner, Team Wisconsin Snowblind, is getting tons of Facebook love. Their personified tree playing a guitar has over 14,000 likes. Writes Martha, "Don't forget the bear on the bongos in the back." And in local sports, big weekend for local ski teams. The Summit High School boys Nordic team took first place at Malloy Park in Minturn. Carter Niemkowitz and James Sowers finished top 5. High school girls were 5th, while the middle school Nordic teams dominated, winning the boys and girls titles at Malloy. Young Elsie Robinson of Summit was first place overall. On Friday at Keystone, Summit High Alpine skiers were hosting giant slalom, where the boys and girls teams took second. The girls lost by just 1 point to Evergreen. Freshman Seth Montgomery was second overall, missing first by 1/10 of a second. The Breckenridge Vipers split a weekend series with the Vail Yeti, winning Friday 5-3, losing Saturday 10-3. Next up for the Vipers is this weekend, Friday and Saturday, for the Reno Ice Raiders here at home. Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News from Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery.